What up, FIFA Tiers, and welcome to episode 2 of the FUT Tiers podcast with myself and obviously Mersgoth and LAJS. How you doing, guys?
Not too bad. Getting a bit excited, should I say?
It's getting close, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about you, Luke?
It's getting pretty damn close, isn't it? We've been building up. I think some of the game changes have got the game now, and us, the rest of us, are just chomping at the bit, ready to get into this new FIFA game.
Yeah, I think like this last couple of weeks of FIFA when we had like the 85 times 10s, and now like this weekend I feel like, although there's people obviously have been playing weekend league, I feel like this weekend kind of seems like it's gone really slow now as we get towards Wednesday. Like this period seems like it's really like the anticipation is almost slowed down time.
Yeah, I get that. For me, like I've enjoyed it slowing down just a little bit. It's that little bit more of a break than I'm used to.
A little bit of a breather.
It's just a little bit of downtime before we get full in and stuck into the new game.
Yeah.
And the new content.
Indeed. And yeah, so talking about this, obviously, this week in FIFA for FIFA 21. So obviously, everything did end on Friday at 6 PM in terms of the SBCs that were available, other than I think you could still complete Messi. But yeah, basically, with the 85 times 10s, I ended up doing, I think, 2 or 3 more of the Icon SBCs. I did the midfielder ones, though. I got Kaka, then I got offered him again, and in that one, I think I had 3 duplicates that were like Kaka, Gerrard, and Socrates, who I already had. I ended up having to take Nedved. He was the next best one in there. And then I can't remember who my third one was. Someone equally as poor. Have you done much in FIFA this week, Mers?
So yeah, I did. The last I basically played on the FIFA was on the Friday, like 20 minutes before the 6 PM deadline. I was scrambling to do the 85 plus packs, and I was sending in 91, 92 rated squads. It was that bad. I was just just sending in all my dupes. I wasn't caring about like if it was overkill on the rating or anything like that, because it's like precious time. Didn't really get anything in that last like 20 minutes. On the Thursday though, I had a dupe R9 Ronaldo come up from my icon picks.
Nice.
And I had 2 more Patrick Vieiras come up, but other than that, I didn't really get that Bobby Firmino and the Neymar, which were like the last of the 99 rated players that I was trying to chase.
I didn't get a single one. I got 98 Messi. It was the best.
What about you, Luke? What have you been doing?
Yeah, what have you been bottling this week in FIFA?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here it is. Yeah. To no one's actual knowledge, I played Weekend League like a complete clown. I ended up disconnecting twice, which did not help my cause, but I ended at 12. I ended at 12 and 7 and just didn't want to play on. So I just hopped on some Final Fantasy instead. Respect
for even playing it this late into September, really. But yeah, the quest for Elite will continue, I'm sure, into FIFA 22. Although, you know, FUT Champs is looking very different for FIFA 22 this year, as I'm sure you guys will have seen already. But yeah.
Well, speaking of FIFA 22, obviously it comes out on the 22nd, so this Wednesday. Don't know quite what time it's going to come out. I'm predicting that it's going to be in the evening time, like 6 PM or something like that.
Yeah,
so live.
I've seen a couple of things about like the web app for the last 2 years has been like around about 1 PM, but that the game release hasn't been out until sort of 4 or 6 PM. So yeah, I imagine around that time.
Well, with the
I
web
recall
app,
hearing from someone a midnight release. I won't lie. I've been hearing possible midnight release.
What, the midnight before?
Wrong here.
So technically the 21st. Wow. Okay.
Well done for web app for the actual download of the game playing FIFA 22 on Wednesday. Okay. So I've been hearing that from someone, but I mean,
wow.
You know what we've been hearing.
Yeah.
We've been hearing
Luke's
about FIFA 22
sources.
demos, etc. We've been hearing about the web app's going to be available a week in advance. You know.
Yeah.
It's just hearing stuff at the moment, but you never know. If it does, you know where you heard it, and I know where I heard it, and I'm not saying. I'm technically an official source now.
Wow, you're using your sources on the Twitter, is it? By any chance?
No comment.
No comment.
Just go at LAJS Leaks on Twitter, and you'll see everything on there.
Ah, yes. Oh, I'll have to set that up soon.
You have to set that up.
And then the final release will be the mobile companion app the following day on the 23rd. So
Yep.
I would imagine that should be early in the morning or something like that. Especially
Yeah.
as everybody would be wanting to go on their mobile phones when they're at work or out and about, trying to do as much as they can.
Smash
on
open
FIFA.
those packs.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, absolutely.
But the biggest question is, how are you guys going to be starting your FIFA 22? Like, are you going to be running more than one account? Are you going to be doing FIFA points, no FIFA points? Obviously.
So definitely yes for FIFA points. I always load up
Yeah.
24k at the start, and anything that's like of decent value or some. So say I think last year I packed like a De Bruyne and a Varane, so I had held on to them, obviously.
Yeah.
And then sold them. So I think Varane was in my team for a while, and then I sold him, and then actually I packed him untradeable not so long after that. So yeah, so then hold on to them, sold them so I could get some coins to do series and stuff. But yeah, generally I load up 24k. Obviously, don't waste your 10 hours. Do not waste your 10 hours on watching the walkouts. No one needs to see them at this stage in FIFA. You'll get plenty of time through the promos. Use your web app to open those packs. So yeah, I'll be doing that. That's how I'm going to build my coin balance up to get my starter team. And yeah, I'll probably take a nation that goes across all to be able to do the sort of lower SBCs, the starter SBCs. So probably, I don't know, Argentina, Netherlands, something like, yeah, something that goes across many different leagues.
Oh, if it's the two nations to do that, I would advise is Brazil or Argentina. Brazil, I think, is better because Brazil do tend to have nearly a player in every single league when it comes to FIFA. So, yeah, if you're wanting to collect up that SBC fodder for doing those starter SBCs, yeah, Brazil is probably what I'd recommend. Personally, for myself. Because I feel like I want to maybe hope that I can get someone semi-decent. Because looking at some of the low-rated players, especially because of the centre-backs this year, have been really juiced up with pace. Maybe like going with Brazil again, maybe even Portugal. You got like England as well with like Godfrey, who's got obviously 83 pace. You got Netherlands. Like there's quite a few like options. St. Just obviously for the Netherlands. So there's also that maybe mindset when picking those, but obviously percentage chance of getting someone decent doing that is probably very low anyway, but it's always about playing the chances, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely know pack weight is in favour of coin total or coin cost as opposed to rating, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Luke? What are you thinking for yourself?
Well, I mean, there's... If anyone knows me, there's an obvious answer to what part of my team's going to have a feature. Got to have some Colombia. We got to have some Colombia up in there. Got to have, as you say, starter teams. I did Colombia for my starter team last year for the SBC, the advanced SBC, and I did join you on a Varane actually last year. From that as well as a Kante.
Nice.
And a Benzema actually. Kante was lurking behind a Benzema. It was great.
Was Benzema like the fodder price? Was he one of those sorts of cards? Or?
I can't remember. He wasn't as expensive as Kante, obviously, in 89 and 88 in a rare mega pack. When I said 55k packs pay out for me, that's the kind of stuff I was talking about. Early FIFA, Benzema, Kante, can't argue.
Nice.
But yeah, I can't really say too much in terms of what you guys have said already. I'm probably veering over towards the Liga NOS more than anything else. As I said, Pepe, who's 38 now, suddenly got 80 plus pace. Definitely nothing to do with Portugal becoming a top 5 league. Never. They would never make things look better just because it's now a top 5 league. That EA wouldn't do that. EA don't do things like that.
There's obviously a couple Colombians in the Liga NOS as well. They featuring in that starter team.
Oh, of course they are. But why would they not?
Well, I'm gonna guess.
Why would players like Luis Diaz and Uribe not fit in my team?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're perfectly.
I feel like I want to say, is that Mojica if he's got decent pace in at left back?
If he has, I haven't had too much of a chance to look at him, but I'm currently going majority Liga NOS and then maybe a bit of Serie A for my personal tastes. if we're looking at players, if we're talking on a sort of a budget, not going crazy, like the team I'm probably having would have like Verissimo and Pepe as centre backs, Muriel as like the expensive striker, and Ilicic in there, and say just pace. That's how FIFA goes. Although I do somehow have a strange obsession with Andre Silva in this pre-game, because for some reason I think crossing's going to be important in this FIFA. I'm going to say it. I think crossing's going to be good.
So is Luke sussing out the meta
waiting to be
already?
proven wrong. I'm guessing at the meta. Let's not say sussing out.
Guessing until that update.
They've made it not incredible the last two FIFAs.
No, the El
Tornado,
God, yeah.
FIFA 19 crosses. Those days when crosses are good, I see him maybe leaning back towards crossing.
If that's the case, though, the 88 Haaland looks like that would actually be a usable card this year, as opposed to last. Well, you don't need them if he's crossing the ball. If you're crossing the ball in.
So
his 89 pace, his 90 shooting.
I'm gonna have to stop you there. You need 4-star.
What?
Or at least 4-star skills.
No.
Wow. For an attacker, we'll just get.
I don't use skills on the game, so it doesn't bother me.
Same.
That's fair.
I mean, I would say is if that is your tactic, I'm going to be cautious of that with FUT Eliminator or any of the other series, and I'm going to make sure that I put in tall centre backs then. If I hear Haaland, or actually no, I'll make sure that I write down Haaland on my whiteboard for budget builder face off. Yeah,
you'd have done that anyway. The man did a Haaland of hope and glory last year. Jeez, come on. Now. It's like not putting
I did that last year and it didn't go well. The guy was not usable until like his team of the season card. So.
But then he got himself a man.
The headliners, everything else. Yeah. We had them all. No.
And still wasn't usable.
No.
I mean, I've done a bit of a jokester sort of starter squad for myself. I was building up my team, and I was like, oh, I want to have perfect links everywhere. So I had like Uribe and Luis Diaz, and then I had 5 athletic club players in my team. I was like, wait a sec, should I just make this a full athletic club Spanish team? So I've ended up.
Well, yeah, because they only have Spanish players, don't they?
Basically.
And French occasionally. They had the port. Yeah. Don't forget that Basque region doesn't just include Spanish.
Well, he's Spanish now.
Back in the day.
Now does yes, but at the time he was French. Get the point.
But yeah, it's like
the point.
I was just like, yeah, okay, fine, let's do that. Full Spanish. Maybe I might do it just for a bit of a joke to begin with, because to be fair, looking at it, it's not going to be that expensive. It depends on Naki Williams, because obviously Naki's got 94 pace and maybe Munai. But other than that, the rest of the team should be like basically fodderish sort of prices.
And Naki, you're looking at 20k or so, aren't you? Because what is his weak foot still low?
Yeah.
2-star, yeah. 2-star. So you know.
You're looking at 2-star weak foot for an Naki, and I don't think he's. So 94 pace, what you're paying for, and 81 physical, 2-star weak foot.
Run us through that team then, Mers. Not that I'll understand many of the players on there.
Yep, so it's Unai Simon in goal, Nago Martinez and Unai Nunes centre back, Kappa and Briche as the fullbacks. Unai silver card by the name of Sanchez. Unai, a lot of Unais in this team, to be fair. There's another Unai Vencedor at CM.
Yeah.
Alex Barunga at right wing, John Morcillo at left wing, and then Anaki Williams at striker. So yeah, full Spanish, full athletic club team right there.
I'm guessing to keep up appearances, you're going to pick.
Yeah, you should. You
should.
You definitely should.
He's not the manager of. I know he's not the manager of.
No, but that should be good.
But you can make an exception for Unai. They seem to have. They seem to love the name.
I might as well go for that.
And you have great memories of him.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's doing. He did better than what Arteta's doing at the moment. I could have Arteta as the manager, but Unai Emery to go with the Unais would make more sense. Yeah. Who wants to go through what their starter team?
Well, I feel like my starter team's a bit boosted compared to your guys, so you go, Luke.
Okay, I've gone through a majority of it, but basically it's Liga NOS and then Serie A. So we've got Marcus in, we've got Bruno Perez because Brazilian link at right back, and I'm trying to keep the costs down. Lucas Verissimo, Pepe, a guy called Sanusi. He's a Nigerian left back for Porto. 93 pace is the only stat that matters there. 72 defending, 72 physical, but it's 93 pace is the important one. Artur right centre mid. Uribe left centre mid, Ilicic through the middle, Politano, Muriel, and Diaz.
Nice.
It's a cheap little starter team. Muriel will cost a pretty penny. Maybe Ilicic will, but that's just based off rating. But I think last year his same rating started off about $3,000, so won't be too much at the start. It's mainly Muriel and the centre backs that are going to be my financial worry.
Exactly.
24k. Slap that in.
And this is the reason my team looks as follows. So in goal, I've gone for Mendy, 6'6".
Yeah.
I've then gone for the two centre backs of Ake and Romero, both Premier League. So Nathan Ake and Romero from Spurs. And then I've got a couple of Spurs players in here actually. Luke, I've got left back Reguilon, and the central centre mid. So I've got a 4-3-3 at the moment, but we're playing a 4-2-2 in game. Lo Celso is in the middle there, and I've then got Dumfries at right back, who I don't think will be that expensive this year because he only got 80 pace.
That's the pace.
And then I've got Kalinoglu at right centre mid there, so he's going to play one of my CDM roles. My left centre mid is Kovacic, who's also going to play the other centre defensive mid role. But Kovacic links up with his nation on the left wing to Rebic, and then he goes across to Lautaro Martinez, and then over to the right wing for probably the player I think will be the most expensive in my team, which is Chiesa.
That's completely fair. Are you planning on changing any of that in game?
Yeah, so 4-2-2. I'm going to probably play Chiesa and Martinez up front, and Rebic and Çalhanoğlu at cams, and Lo Celso, Kovacic, CDM.
Yeah, that's now removed the worried face I had when you said that, where I was thinking, what is this guy on? He's playing him at DM. I thought you were announcing how you're playing game.
No.
I was like, he's been on some sauce tonight.
So yeah, so that's.
I was like, a 59 physical, 50 something.
No, yeah, he's going to have to play cam. I know he's got 67 pace, but really, it's. I'm hoping that it's the dribbling and passing that's going to be more prevalent for him. Yes, I would like someone faster.
I mean, he's known for long shots and some free kicks. That's his sort of speciality. You got your free kick. Set piece taking.
The only other thing I was thinking I could potentially do is I could convert Martinez down to the right centre mid, so he would still play striker, but in this formation would be my right centre mid to link Dumfries up to Chiesa, and obviously he'd link to Lo Celso, and then I could go for a different Serie A forward, one that would either strong link to Rebic or to Chiesa. But I had a look at them, and like Morata I don't really like. I think the only one was Rafael Leao, was it? He looks okay. He's a left wing. Anyway, he's left wing actually.
Is there no good Italian strikers like Belotti?
Belotti doesn't actually look that good this year either. No, he's got 76 pace, 78 dribbling, 81 shooting. Immobile looks good, but that means I think he'll be quite expensive because obviously before he was just kind of fodder, but now he's got 86 pace, 87 shooting, 81 dribbling. He might be usable.
Someone Moise like Muriel.
Moise Kean, or has he gone back?
Oh, Moise Kean, you need strong link, don't you?
He's got 84 pace as well.
Yeah, they did ship him back.
Oh yeah, 85 pace. Yeah, he has. Yeah, yeah, potentially, but 77 shooting. It's not great.
I know, but like it's a starter team basically.
How often does?
Oh yeah, but it's a starter team with my team being as overpowered as it plans to be. So
he wants to spend the big bucks. As we need to start.
I want to spend all the big bucks, and then I want to deliberately lose all my division rival placement games, and then get all my coins from there.
I mean.
Yeah, and then he wants to lose all of it in the draft series. That's fine. Also, would Correa not be a decent one?
That's what FIFA puts for.
Correa would be a decent one. The Correa you discarded last year, he'd be a decent one. He's now into.
Yeah, and actually, it wouldn't matter if he wasn't. He'd link to Lo Celso anyway. Yeah, Correa actually would probably be better as the cam, to be fair, than Çalhanoğlu. So yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Oh, what about
Mkhitaryan, ladies and gentlemen?
He's got pace again in the middle. Oh,
he needs a strong link or an Argentinian.
Yeah, he either needs to be Argentinian
or to
strong link. Yeah.
He needs Moncalcio, Milan or Argentina.
But yeah, so they're mine. So yes, it is a little
Or
bit
to play
overpowered,
someone
but
brave.
that's because I plan to sink pretty much all the coins that I have into making the team.
Oh, not leaving any spare coins. I mean, what the problem is like, how long are you planning to keep some of these players? Like, because especially some of them could depreciate quite quickly, and you just will lose out on coins. That's why I prefer to go for the cheap players at the start and wait, because if you look at the footbin and look at some of the players, even players like Werner, for instance, right, a couple 100k within the space of a month, the price halves, and then by another month it's down to like 30k. And same with like Gabby Jesus, or like I could imagine potentially Chiesa might be able to hold his price a little bit because he's probably going to be one of the best options anyway for right wing. But like a few others, there'd be better options, and when people start upgrading, obviously the price is going to come down. So what are your plans with? Because obviously if you're sinking all your coins, what happens if they do start depreciating?
That's what U7 buying that for. So.
Here we go. Oh, he's trying to get a sponsor. Here we go. It's like this is the Muller corner all over it.
No, I mean, I'm not afraid to admit I do get them, because at the end of the day, I'd rather do that than risk my luck with FIFA points to get coins in the club. And the series do need coins, so yeah, I don't favour my pack luck over just simply using someone to purchase coins.
I mean,
That's
I'm
fair.
going to have
That's
two
fair.
accounts anyway, so my both accounts will essentially have untradeable players in the team, but for the content creation side, like I'll be chucking on about 36k FIFA points, depending on how much money I've got, and then everything I get, obviously if I get some proper meta players that are going to be good for that first weekend league, I'll keep hold of them until then because they go up in price. But anyone that I think is going to go down in price quite quickly, they're like around the 83, 84, 85 sort of like rating mark. I'll probably get rid of those like when the game goes to full release, because that's normally when the top end of the price is for them.
Yeah.
On that sort of day one, and then I'll just hold on to the coins as best as I can. Obviously, draft series sounds like it's going to be a killer, potentially. Just go.
Well, to be fair, you only use pack pool players anyway. I don't know what you're saying about saving coins. You only pack pool the players anyway.
And that's the thing. Like, I think
you're keeping them there just for the discards.
As much as like all what we say about having potential starter teams and things, obviously they're all subject to change if we end up getting an untradeable player that we want to put in the team. So
no, absolutely. But how long until we get untradeable packs realistically though? With only through like rivals, etc.
Well, I do actually sink some of my low rated goals and stuff into 2 rare gold packs at the start to try and get some players. I feel like right at the start they're OP. So yeah.
There's the other side of things with the Ultimate Edition, where we got obviously someone guaranteed from Team of the Week 1, then we got the one to watch. Like if we happen to get someone decent from those two, then I guess that might be the building block for starter teams as well. Then the 4,600 FIFA points when the game is fully released and we get hold of those, then obviously if we happen to get something decent from the 7.5k packs or whatever's available, because I think I've heard that the 15k packs are going to be returning during the trial, from what I understand.
That'd be nice, because they were very missed.
Really?
They were very well missed this year.
Yes,
they were
exactly.
scarce.
And they're going to be previewable as well. So
That'd be good.
That daily, yeah,
That'd be
That's
good.
even
So
nicer.
Well, that's the biggest thing changed this year from the start is having the preview packs. So if we can manage to get something decent from the preview packs, then we don't need to worry about spending the FIFA points. We can just use the coins and make profit instantaneously.
I mean, whatever happens, every day you're going to get a free chance at getting someone who's worth some coins, and we don't know how that's going to affect the market as well, right off. So,
yeah,
It's true. Could absolutely melt the market in terms of certain things, like certain people being less expensive.
yeah, I
than
think like when they
expected.
introduced it this year,
People are going to have
it
more
was already
access to
kind
them.
of, we were well into team of the season, and you know, things have already started to kind of tail off. Whereas now, right at the start, is this going to suddenly mean that it's going to crash the market a little bit more because actually loads more people that have got the game and aren't going to put FIFA points on are always going to preview their packs, and if they get that one player, they're going to then, you know, use their 7.5k or quickly load some 150 FIFA points on to open that pack or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see just how it does affect the player prices. I'm intrigued.
yeah.
To one of the stories of the week, I guess. One of the new icons ratings took a few people off guard, didn't it?
It got a few Man United supporters back up, yeah.
It definitely did, and that would be your boy Wayne Rooney. I've got his cards in front of me here.
I'll get them up
He's
as
got
well.
an 86, an 88, and a 91.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that would probably mean he's got a 92 icon moments eventually when that comes out.
Yeah.
In honesty, I think I actually like the most the mid, even though it's got the least passing. I think I actually just
Yeah, the mid card looks the
it's
best
got the
by
most
far.
pace, but
Yeah.
I don't know by far. By far, it's probably a bit of a stretch, but
I mean, not when you look at the prime, but the base card. Let's face it, the base card doesn't really. Well, as a cam, it's more usable, but I think 83 pace is going to be off the mark, and I think it's going to be one of those again where this is going to be an icon card that you won't see many people use after
Just
the
outside
novelty
of
wears
past and
off.
present. Yeah, outside of past and presents.
Yeah.
I probably would say this card's probably best as like a centre forward or a cam. Really,
Yep.
I'd probably want to play him there. Even though so the base one definitely is of 87 passing. He's not going to get him behind, but it's going to be one of those players that can help link things up.
Let's
Maybe
get it
obviously
out of the
more
way
chances.
then. The question that obviously everybody thinks. So, do we think these ratings are accurate?
I mean,
I-
I think personally, when it comes to icons, people usually look to their special cards, but I reckon you should go off of what the highest like base cards were, and like his highest base card in any of the FIFAs, obviously, FUT was a bit like into his prime years rather than his early years. So his highest card has been 90 rated. So
Yeah.
a 91
FIFA
rated,
10
I
or
think.
FIFA 09? Or was he one of those sort of years?
Yeah, it's like 10, 11 sort of around that sort of period.
I think his
But
12 was 88. if I remember
yeah,
right.
so I think 91. Obviously, some people argue that it should be a bit higher, like 92, 93, but I think that's actually quite fair because I don't think he's on the level of a Zidane in terms of like history of as a footballer. He's done great things.
And this is the
and
thing.
stuff.
So, like, taking a couple of things into consideration. So, yes, okay, in terms of English players, yeah, okay, he's a lot better than many we've had in the past. But also more for the fact that it was a completely different era of football. So, in that sense, yeah, for English, you know, his what do I say, accomplishments and stuff as an English player, yep, incredible. Do I think that he was better than Henry? No. No, I don't. I think Henry was far better, and Henry's this year's card was, what was it?
93.
87, 1993. So, yeah, I think this card is spot on. I know it's going to trigger some Man United supporters. They think he probably deserves higher rated. But no, I think it's pretty spot on. Like Luke said, I wouldn't mind trying that mid card if I get the opportunity to do so. But I still think there's going to be other. Not only are there going to be other icons in the game more favoured, but there's just going to be other. We know what it's like. EA love a promo. EA love giving out special cards to loads of random cards that are all going to be better than this one.
I mean, to be fair, I think it would be a good shout for that being in the first icon swaps. In all honesty, if you put maybe the base or the mid in there, the mid would be probably higher end tier. But if you put in base Rooney into one of the very early options,
Yeah.
people would look at that and go, that makes a good early doors cam card. Because when does icon swaps normally come out? What, like
Ooh,
November,
late
December,
Like
sometime?
nearly December, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think November,
I'd say it
December.
might be
Yeah.
earlier.
Because in the meantime, I've looked for comparisons when you're looking at the rating. So
Yeah.
obviously, I've looked at the obvious one, Shearer, who's got an 87, an 89, and a 91, which is the base and the mid are one higher and ends at the same. With a
I mean, if you
91.
want to talk about someone who's been done dirty, I think he has.
Yeah. About to say, if you're looking at ratings, that's what I'm thinking. That if you want to go someone else who's similar, slightly different positions, same era though,
Yeah.
Kaka.
Yeah.
Kaka's got an 87, 89, and a 91, which
Yeah.
again sort of marries up one above each time though. It's sort of around that ballpark thing. Once you start getting into, let's just have a look at some 92 icons or something like that. See if I can recall any off by memory. Vieira is one I can. That's a moment. That's a 91 still, I think.
Yeah, so 11th of October, or around about that, was when Icon Swaps 1 came out a couple of years ago. So, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean,
It's going to be about a month of FIFA before we get that. I mean, I really love the idea that we were talking about last time about when they do the icon swaps. I don't think it should be that you just use a certain amount of swaps for Rooney. I think you should be able to get a pick of like 3 of base cards in that one thing, and then they can get more usage out of their the swaps that way, and offer more packs and encourage people to use them a bit differently.
Exactly. Talking about the icons, like English icons in particular. So for the primes, only 3 English icons are high rated, which is Gary Lineker, David Beckham, and Bobby Moore. You could argue definitely David Beckham and Bobby Moore definitely deserve to have a higher rating. Gary Lineker, maybe not necessarily so much, but when you look at the rest
for
of
the
them,
work you put in for Walkers, I think.
I mean, I'd say
do you want-
Beckham's debatable whether he should be higher or not. I think that's probably about fair, in all honesty. Once you go and higher than who can you justify above him, Beckham being higher than?
Well, is there anyone in our
Is
lifetime
Beckham
of watching
better than
football
Pirlo,
that
who's matched with? Is he
Yeah.
better than so what, Del Piero? Some of those players. I mean,
Yeah.
Giggs is in there as well. They're matching. Eto's sort of around that region as well. Like,
yeah.
the problem is, isn't
can
it,
you
is that he
justify him
didn't.
being above that? Because you got Baggio above that. You got Van Basten, Mateus, Best, Baresi. You go into that sort of region. Is it worth an extra rating on them?
Yeah.
Exactly.
You go probably not to that caliber.
I think it is the
he's
problem.
in and
that-
around that region, but not that debate.
I think a lot of people that are saying about this not being like, Man United supporters aside, and I don't mean to trigger you all, but just slow down. With this card, like everyone's saying, like, oh, I think it's been done dirty, and that. I just think no. You need to realise that actually, I think a lot of icons have been done dirty by EA. I think if you put this in the ballpark of where other icons that EA have put in the game fits, I think this fits pretty well. Should it be higher? Well, only if the icons that should have been higher are also higher, which they aren't. But then at the same time, I think that the whole structure of ratings of cards needs to change anyway. And I've seen this on a recent video, and I think it's a very good idea that starting cards so high in a rating for them to be maximum to get to 99. So say now we've got Messi now at PSG, and he gets an inform in his first week or second week, say, because he scores.
Get subbed off for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but say he gets his first inform. He then goes into the Champions League, gets a man of the match card, goes in. We're talking by Christmas, like this guy could already have a 96, 97 rated card, and you're like,
Yeah.
where does it go from here?
Then you've got
Are they going to break
yeah.
the boundary of the 100 rating card? No, they're not, are they? Let's face it. So really,
That's for FIFA Mobile and FIFA Mobile only. When
exactly.
it
So
gets to
really, what they need to
107.
be doing is they need to be like saying, right, okay, we're going to reevaluate how we do ratings of cards. We're going to make 85 is going to be our new top rated card. We're going to give them 15 ratings or 14 ratings, of chances to get special cards throughout the year. I think we've done this for so long now that it's not something that EA would do. I think it would shake up
No, not a chance.
everything too much, but I feel like in order to get the longevity out of the game and strive all year to wait to get to that first ever 98, 99 card, rather than it being a Team of the Year, which comes in when?
January.
Just
End of January.
mid-January.
Mid-January, yeah. Like, so we're 4 months into the game and already you could have one of the highest rated cards.
So you want to lose one of the biggest promos that EA have.
No, not lose it, just change the ratings.
Yeah.
So you want to make it redundant by March.
Well,
What?
I think it should be more because, like, as the promos go on, like you get to Team of Season, post Team of Season, you have a bit more wiggle room for ratings. Because I do think Team of the Years should eventually become potentially redundant, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So that you're then wanting to constantly freshen up your team, rather
Yeah.
than going, okay, I've managed to get that end game player in January, and I'm going to keep him all the way through until eventually they release something higher,
Yeah.
which is maybe footies.
Yeah.
Or maybe Team of the Season has done it this year, but Team of the Seasons before FIFA 21 normally has been around, or even potentially been lower than the Team of the Year cards.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that is it, isn't it? I think like we know every promo by the end gets redundant pretty much, unless they're the marquee player of that promo. They are, like Ansu Fati for Future Stars was good for another couple of promos, but then at some point comes along another card that is better than him, and as it's just one of those things. I just think if it just keeps increasing and increasing and increasing, rather than come January, Team of the Year, Van Dijk, 96 rated. Okay, well he's then going to get a record breaker. Oh, what's that going to be? Oh, well, that's actually going to be a 91. Oh,
yes, exactly.
okay. Well, actually, then, like, what's the point? Like, what that whole idea of giving the cards should only ever rise is what I'm kind of getting at, rather than thinking, oh yeah, we get to this point and then you're going to get this amazing card, and then actually for the next 3 months they've got to get more special cards in order to get to that rating again. It's something that I think that they'd benefit from looking at, because like Mer said, everyone will then want to completely refresh their teams each time there's a promo, each time there's a rating increase, all that stuff, and they'll get more money for that, because people at the end, despite what a lot of people play Weekend League with, which is probably OP teams, people still will want to have a higher rated team. Like, that used to be the thing years ago. I remember people always used to say, like, oh yeah, look at my 195 team. Like, that was how things used to be on FIFA. Now it's like, well, I don't have I've got a 188 team, I've got a few good subs, but that's because I've got like a 84 rated special card striker, because he's just overpowered.
I mean, another thing is you could just lower the ratings of gold. So you say golds actually then start from 70 rated, silvers start from 60 rated, and then the bronzes are below that.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
And you don't necessarily have to change the face stats too much either, because to be fair, like a lot of cards with their face stats anyway are, except for maybe certain cards like in the past, like Ronaldo's or something like that, certain stats you can't really get much because they're already like beyond the 90 mark. But most of the other players, you could easily give them nice upgrades as you're going along through the year. And as you were saying in the previous episode, change who are in the promos as well. And rather than seeing the same players over and over and over again, you could have different players from lesser teams, people that are because they did a lot of increasing weak foots and skill moves for players. So you could take a lesser player who might only have 3-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, and go, do you know what? We'll give him 4-star, 4-star this time, or 5-star, 4-star in this promo, and then you go, oh, actually, this Ben White, or I'll go for an Arsenal player. Fuck it, Ben White. Oh yeah, he's only got the 69 pace. He's got terrible skill moves, terrible weak foot. But now all of a sudden, you give him 85 pace for this promo card. You give him 4-star skill moves. You give him 4-star weak foot, and then some people are like, do you know what? I fancy actually trying that card. It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and like, I don't know what he is, but say he's medium. You give him like medium high work rates and things, and that brings more encouragement. That makes me more interested in the game. Like, I don't want to get a sort of, for instance, again, like picking out players, I don't want to get a Haaland card and then next promo get another Haaland card, so then my previous Haaland card is redundant, so then I'll get the next one, but then the next one's then superseded by the next one, and this keeps happening. I think, actually no, I'd rather, like, I can keep this 90 Haaland card, but all this other player that's coming through, this Marlon special card that's coming through, that's now been upgraded, looks really good. I might actually have him as well, or I might play them side by side. Or actually, they've now boosted somebody else in the Bundesliga, a striker from Mönchengladbach, or they've given Stindl a boost and made him a usable card and stuff like that. I think that makes the game so much more interesting.
Yeah, but you got to think, how many players are they going to have to tweak? Absolutely, it's pretty much overhauls of players. And your example of Haaland again, like last week, he barely got a normal promo card outside of headliners. The rest of them were pretty much all performance based. You can't exactly take a bunch of performance based cards away from people who've played well in real life. It defeats the point of an inform or a team of the tournament promo, or if you won a match, man of the match. Defeats the point in going, well, we've got to look for someone else though. I know he scored 3 goals this week, but we got to look at the guy that got 1 assist in like centre mid.
Do you think then, though, in that sense, that they're using too many performance-based promos then?
I wouldn't say there's many performance-based promos.
There's about 3. There's about 3 plus Player of the Month stuff.
Player of the Month, headliners, Team of the Week, UCL Man of the Matches.
UCL Man of the Matches don't come out till like when? February.
Oh yeah, but they're still.
Headlines are January.
Yeah.
And then you got Team of the Tournament, which is December. Those ones there. You got Team of the Week, which is regularly. That's obviously never going to get cancelled. And then what you got?
One to Watchers.
Road to the Finals.
But they obviously follow the Team of the Weeks. Road to the Finals. Yeah. So I mean, there are quite a lot out there that are performance based.
Individual though.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of performance. You can't class Road to the Final and. Last year they just gave it to who's meta, give it to that person. Oh look, their team did well, great. It's not, it's giving the same person a thing and just running with it.
I've got to admit, based on the way we're talking about this, one of my favourite promos is Footmas. Because I feel like
Freeze, God.
Yeah,
or Foot Freeze, but you know what I mean. Like they're the ones where they give them a bit of either a position change or a really decent upgrade and stuff. That is one of the promos that I do love most about FIFA.
Yeah, it gives you some cheap gems, but it's normally just a whole bunch of overpriced players that you go, that's not too much though, is it? Like there was some like in the past. I think Moussa Dembele was a good example. I think who was it? Moses Simon was a good example. You got a few people like that. The cheap pickup ones, they're good. You can run with them. And then you got players when they just chuck in like, here's a KDB for like 500k or like 600k at this point. Here's this. Who's the Luke Bacchio for like 130k, and you're like, it's an 81 rated Belgium. Like, do I really?
Yeah.
They just ended up making a bunch of them overpriced like they always do, and you just look at them and go, I can't justify this. It's not a good enough card. That's why you always hear Nepenthes losing his mind during Footmas.
Yeah.
That they're all overpriced and worthless unless they're someone who's like 30k, which then they're a bargain.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, talking about promos, let's get on to one of the promos that starts off FIFA, which we have seen a massive turnaround, and I think there's been a bit of an uproar about it on the one to watch U-turn, I suppose is the right term for it. So advertised originally, originally one to watchers weren't going to be in the Ultimate Edition. It was just your Heroes player. Then they said, when you now pre-order the Ultimate Edition, you're going to get a one to watch player pick. Now been taken back by EA, and have said that there's going to be a pack as it always has been in the past. So we could all look forward to packing some of our. Let's try and pick one off my brain at the moment. There you go, Ben White. You said Ben White. I'm going to pick him up.
I was thinking of my nan more than anything else. But
Your nan, your nan. So we're going to pick up some really poor ones, aren't we? And it does mean that. I mean, surely they've not done this because they're worried that people are going to pick this up, because I can't believe for a second that they don't have a way of nerfing player picks.
I'm just assuming it was a typo that they've now just been classed as false advertising. Because I think the only time it got mentioned was in that one. I think it was. I could be completely wrong here. I've not done too much research into it. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was listed as a normal sort of one to watch pack, and then on a pitch notes it said player pick pack, which is then things next to each other, and then they've gone whoa, no, just a pack.
Yeah.
So I think it's the typo that's then been false advertising. People going, oh, we can sue them now. Oh, brilliant. Basically. And it's sort of run from there.
I think what's more likely going to happen, which people won't do, is if people really feel that aggrieved and do contact EA help or anything like that, they're probably going to offer them their money back. And then is anyone going to really go, oh yeah, actually I want a refund? I don't think they will they? They still want the game, don't they? So they're not going to say, oh well no, because I want the game still.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, EA are renowned for not wanting to give out compensation when they make major boo-boo errors.
Hacking scandals.
Yeah, basically. Even when it comes to like SBCs, isn't it, where they've given out wrong rewards and stuff like that, and
what, like Sancho with the left mid and the right mid card?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes they've done good things like that, but yeah, they've let you keep the Sancho card. Obviously, they could probably easily take away the Sancho card for yourselves. But I'm actually trying to think right now. I know there's been things, or they take away. Oh, they have an SBC with lower requirements. Find out that it's a mistake, pull it. But obviously, the people that have already completed it get to keep it. But the ones that haven't done it.
I can remember a specific example of this.
Yeah, where you have to then do the actual SBC at the higher requirements, when realistically they should have just left it as it is, and then everyone could have done it at the lower requirements. But it's like, okay, this 5% of the player base that managed to do it in the nick of time because they've noticed or they've been read about it, that have gone on quickly, promptly, because they do correct the mistakes when it might be beneficial to the player base as quick as possible, but when it's a mistake or something that will be not so helpful towards the player base, like making an upgrade to a player or something like that, they drag their heels in the fucking mud, basically. It's like, oh, what's this? This player needs upgrading. You haven't upgraded it, FIFA. Oh yeah, don't worry, we'll sort it out. It'll be like about 72 hours time. We'll finally upgrade the player.
We'll wait until you don't need them or don't want them to be used anymore.
Yeah, wait till Monday to upgrade Manny, for example.
Yeah.
But an example of the SBC that I remember was that you could actually use it had to be a not rare version of an English Spurs striker. And that was when Harry Kane had Player of the Month, and people just chucking in this non-rare bronze because he's a non-rare. He can play centre mid to striker, and you could just convert him up, and you'd get that done for free rather than having to buy an inform Harry Kane or Dele Alli at the time.
Yeah, I remember
that was a big deal. People were fuming.
Oh, but can you remember though back in the day when you used to be able to put like your Player of the Month card in for an upgraded Player of the Month?
I think that happened like once. For like
one FIFA, wasn't it? Like 18 or 19.
Was it even for Royce?
Maybe even. I remember. Well, I remember Harry Kane.
Was Harry Kane?
I'm sure I had. I'm sure I had Harry Kane that I put in.
I remember it with icons actually.
You had like you could either put in this Player of the Month card and do like an 82 rated squad and get it, or you had to do 5 SBCs that cost a stupid amount of money. I'm just going to interrupt this broadcast of the podcast, by the way, just to say that 2 things I've just seen on Twitter are 2 EA game changes. One of them, in their preview pack, has centre-back Varane.
Yeah.
And they've put, should I open this? Lovely, love a troll. And another one has already packed an icon.
I mean, I saw FG got Lukaku live on stream. I watched that happen. So I mean,
yeah, someone's already got
now.
89 rated Baggio. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is.
This is the first time I've seen the stage, though. I'm not gonna lie. And actually, that looks nice. I like that.
Yeah, the walkouts. There's no drama of it anymore. They're just there. By the way,
They're just there.
They
yeah.
just appear, and immediately you open the pack, and there's someone standing in your way. And you're like,
Walkout, and you see the name of them on the back of the shirt as well, so you know who it is.
Yeah, I like the stage
sadly,
setup. I
no
think it looks
one's
good.
to watch Trolls this year. Sorry, Andre Silva, you are not doing that job. You do not have the facilities, big man.
No.
No slow, drawn-out pack openings where you see the nation, the position, and the club.
Yeah.
I did that on a thing with you submitting rewards. I think for one of the discards, I ended up having Portuguese striker inform, and it was Andre Silva instead of Ronaldo. And then the one after that, I got Jose Font, and I was like, you really test my patience.
Yes.
That I think that was after a budget builder face-off, maybe. It was either that or a heated head-to-head, and it just pain.
But yeah, no trolls, which is a positive, realistically, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's time to move on to the next subject. Obviously, Team of the Week #1 will be released on Wednesday, so pretty much as soon as you got the trial, you get Team of the Week. There are some pretty interesting predictions in Team of the Week 1. So I'm just going to go with the first 11 in particular for this prediction that I see. So we've got De Gea, Rudiger, Van Dijk, Guerreiro, Kimmich, Kante, Luis Diaz, Bailey, Vicenius Jr., Haaland, and Sarr. I think that's way too many wingers and attackers in that one.
Well, you know, EA love their
I think they're
wingers.
hedging their bets a little bit.
We'll already have like 50 promo left wings by like October.
I think Kante's maybe a bit generous. He only played a half. He did change the game, but he only played from half time onwards because Mount started ahead of him. I think Thiago Silva probably deserves it more than Rudiger as well, actually, if I'm being truthful. Thiago Silva did a great job all game. Scored the opener that broke the deadlock. So if anyone probably deserved, it'd probably actually be him over someone like Rudiger, even though it'd be obviously more meta relevant. Well, I assume meta relevant, which going pace relevant.
Yeah.
Sarr obviously is.
Sarr's a solid shout, as is Bailey.
Yeah.
1 goal, 1 assist, and 2 goals respectively, the opposite way round.
What about Vinicius? What did he do?
I didn't have to catch any of La Liga, in all honesty.
I'll have a look now.
I think he scored a wonder goal or something like that.
So it'd be a push. I've heard Neres as a shout instead as well.
Yeah. Well, in this prediction, he's on the bench bit.
There we go.
And then there's also Timber. So there's 2 Ajax in this prediction, which is again another one because he scored a goal. And I've said before, EA tend to pick the defenders that have scored a goal rather than the ones that have actually put in a solid clean sheet sort of like performance.
I mean, there's been a fair few that have done both this week.
Yeah, that's, exactly like. Well, Van Dijk hasn't scored a goal, but he did get an assist.
And did a good job. Thiago Silva and Rudiger scored clean sheet. Timber obviously scored. I don't know if he got clean sheet. I assume he got clean sheet at Ajax.
Oh, so it's a goal and assist for Vinicius, and it does say on the headline, Vinicius masterclass silences mortified Mestalla. So yeah, so obviously he had a rather good game. I mean, that card straight off the bat in anyone's team is going to be
a mortgage without the inform.
Yeah.
Yes.
That card for an 80 rated card, it's gonna be like Saint Max last year, when Saint Max is worth like 70 to 100k, I think, at the beginning of FIFA.
Yeah.
It was that worth outrageous amounts. Vinicius Jr. is gonna be that, and also actually had an early inform as well. Saint Max, he had one game week 2.
Do you remember the one that was like Ben Yedder, wasn't it this year?
Yeah, that was first week.
Yeah.
First
it
week,
was first
500
week,
and something K.
Fernandes was Upamecano. I'm trying to remember like famous ones. I think
Vardy week 1 or week 2?
No, I don't think. He might have actually been the 87.
Yeah.
It might be the 87. I'll check the legacy.
Because
I think he was.
Ramos was one of like the early doors as well, because I brought Ramos myself. So I remember that one. But obviously another feature with Team of the Week this year is obviously one card gets a spotlight and they get a bonus upgrade. That rather than, say if it was an 82, rather than it being upgraded to 84, it would actually be upgraded to 86. Yeah. Which I think is going to be an interesting one. But I think EA are more going to be picking the one that will more likely sell FIFA points.
No,
I feel.
No,
Never.
You cynical,
I've got the
cynical
full FIFA 21.
person.
By the way, I do have the full FIFA 21 Team of the Week up in front of me.
You cynical person. Yeah, I mean,
Iniesta was in there.
It's going to be whoever they decide to choose. That is going to basically make them the millions or billions that they make every year from Ultimate Team.
Which
you know the answer to that. You know the answer.
So basically,
yeah,
we can pretty much say that it's going to be Vinicius Junior, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full Team of the Week from last year, you had starting 11: Benitez, Udokai, Upamecano, Jose Font, Iniesta, Alejandro Gomez, Irving Lozano, Bruno Fernandes. You have Jamie Vardy, Ben Yedder, Suarez, and the bench notable ones are like Ansu Fati, Jared Bowen. There's Caputo in there and a Bednarek. The rest you'd have probably not heard of, apart from Mirazuski, who had the team of the season that everyone packed when they saw Polish striker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Vinicius is going to be the one, isn't he? He's going to be the one that everyone want to pack. Other than probably Haaland, just if he does get his inform. For higher rating, I guess, but more usable card, I feel like Vinicius is going to be this year. And yeah, you can it's kind of one of those things, isn't it? You get someone like that in your first few packs, and you're good. You're good.
I mean, if you see any of these players and have a chance to pick them up before, because there is a brief window. If my prediction is correct, that it's midnight. You've got a few hours until 6 p.m. Team of the Week Wednesday.
Yeah, even if it comes out at 4.
You've got a little bit of time to pick up some. Even if it comes out at 4, you've got a little bit of time maybe to try and grind some coins, spend the FIFA points, get yourself those players, buy as many of the people you think are going to get Team of the Weeks as possible, and then they're going to be extinct. People are going to still probably want them.
So not just
way over the odds.
Don't just check him out at LAJS Leaks on Twitter. It's LAJS Trading Tips as well. He's got it all for you guys. You should get over there.
Well, the thing is that would be an interesting one with Luis Diaz. Is if he gets a Team of the Week, that would change your potential starter team in some ways. Because if he's out of packs and extinct, the base card, you're gonna
just buy the inform, mate. Just buy the inform. Simple.
All right, easy.
It just means I've got a better player for my Colombian squad already. With how early start on that.
And like we said with mine, I think if Latoro does get one, then I'm probably just going to get Correa, because it works the same.
Yeah, you got another player, same chem.
Another option, same chem, similar player. I'm not going to just pay a stupid amount for an inform that's only 1 rating higher, because obviously being 85, he isn't going to go up very high.
I still am fuming that they've. I've been fuming for years. They downgraded James Rodriguez's pace to 53, and he's a right winger now. It's not even a centre mid.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he's a right winger with 50 pace. It's exactly what you'd love to see. At least he's got 86 dribbling and 86 passing, right? He absolutely needs. Every year now he needs a promo to look good. 53 pace ain't impressing no one.
That is awful.
I was praying they went, oh look, here's a player that's lost pace, but just give him some of that back.
The thing is, as well, is that they've signed Andros Townsend, and
oh yeah, no, he doesn't want to be there.
It's not like they're going to play Andros Townsend and not play Rodriguez. Where Rodriguez is never going to be a right wing, is he? He's never going to be right wing.
I mean, the annoying thing for me is that now it means I have to play a free back for Yerry Mina Perfect Link.
Yeah.
That's the real upsetting thing. That's the real crime here.
Yeah.
I'm having to play James Rodriguez instead of Cuadrado.
What did Mina get for his...
What was that?
What did Mina get for his pace?
Oh, I'm waiting to cry.
Yerry Mina, 45.
Oh, mate, that's exactly what we love to see.
It's like having bronzes on your right-hand side.
I mean, I loved when he had 91. Those are the days.
Oh, yeah.
Weeks ago, you know, when I was playing with the Colombian squad. Those are the days. That's one of my few things I look back really, really fondly on FIFA 21. They had a 90-plus pace Yerry Mina.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see that ever again.
No.
As fun as it was. But I think that is going to conclude another episode of the podcast, lads.
Yeah.
Thanks again for joining us on listening to the podcast. We're going to start setting up our squad building series in the coming weeks. I believe that our draft series, which is bonus draft builder, will be set up as of here we go.
He got it.
Come on, lap it up a little bit more. Here we go. Go on.
Right, so bonus draft builder. Yeah. So a couple of weeks we say.
That'll be kicking in. Probably it won't be straight away as it comes out, because obviously time on the 10 to 20 hours depending on next gen. Depending on that, it's not the most time. We won't have the most time to be able to record that, but it will probably be from the week after, starting up then, as well as a once a week either heated head to head, budget builder face off, or FUT eliminator to accompany them on the FSB creators channel. Anything from you guys to add?
No,
not
I imagine by the time this goes out, potentially my FIFA point giveaway will already be done. So one of you guys will have 4,600 FIFA points to start your FIFA 22 Ultimate Team career. So yeah, good luck to anyone entering that, and I hope you pack someone decent.
And as it's going to probably be, as you said, already given out at that point, congratulations to the winner.
Insert name here.
I just gestured off to the side randomly, and then just said, congratulations anyway, enjoy the FIFA points. Hopefully you pack yourself a Ronaldo, an Icon, or just something generally worth something.
Yes.
But that has been it for the podcast, the free FUT tiers this week. We will see you guys next week with another podcast. And as I say, our series will start coming together. See you later, guys.
See you later.
Bye.